بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. واجد الاسي.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تفضل.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the beneficial, and peace and blessings be upon Muhammad and the sons of Muhammad. A very important lesson to be learned from Karbala is how Imam Husain alayhi salam used to communicate with the army of Umar ibn Sa'd, with the followers of Bani Umayyah, with the supporters of the Yazidi regime. Imam Husain wanted to establish a theme of communication which is broad-minded, which is accepting to the level of differences between a person and whoever he doesn't agree with. And he wanted to set certain guidelines to that communication. Obviously, Imam Hussein has inherited his father, the commander of the faithful, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, who says, people are two kinds, a brother in religion or a pal in humanity. A brother in religion or a pal in humanity. So when Imam Hussein alayhi salam was talking to the other party, he knew some of them might not be restricted to Islamic laws. Some of them might be taking religion as a thing they benefit from rather than a way of life. So he spoke to them and he told them, إن لم يكن لكم دين فكونوا أحرارا في دنياكم. If you do not believe in any religion, again, he didn't speak about Islam specifically, because all the religions forbid the cruelty which was established as a model in Karbala. All of them disagree with brutality. All the religions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when it comes to Judaism or Christianity, obviously there's a clear refusal of anything which resembles injustice. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam says over here, if you do not believe in any religion and do not fear the day of judgment, and do not fear the day of judgment. Because a person who fears the day of judgment, obviously he wouldn't commit such crimes. At least be free in this world. كونوا أحرارا في دنياكم. At least be free in this world. Because a person who has freedom to choose, freedom to decide, freedom to analyze, is a person which would reach automatically to a conclusion that justice is right and oppression is wrong. So what Imam Hussein was telling them is that if you do not believe in the hereafter, if you're atheist, or if you do not believe in any religion, well, at least be free. At least be free. It's very unfortunate that many people who claim following religion, and utilize that claim for political benefits, are not free in the way they think, are not free in their behavior. Let me give you an example. A person who's free in the way he thinks would reach to a conclusion that it's Imam Husain's right to refuse giving allegiance to Yazid ibn Muawiyah, to Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. Would reach to a conclusion that whatever Imam Hussein was saying is resembled and represented as peaceful opposition of an unlegitimate regime. If the people had freedom not only from the regime, but freedom from the feelings of fear. A lot of people do not speak out the truth because they fear the consequence of speaking out the truth. And this is a key issue, is that freedom is freedom from all these obligations which conquer us and try to alter our positive righthood. Speeches, announcements, broadcasts, or actions. Why? Because we're worried we might lose some materialistic pleasures and some worldly pleasures. In history, there are hundreds of examples of people who were following righthood because they were following their human deposit, they were following fitrah, which is deeply installed in each and every person, and that's why they have reached to justice at the end of the day. This is all driven, again, by the theme which was placed by the commander of the faithful, that the person could be a brother in religion or a brother in humanity. Treat everyone with respect, regardless of what the other person is. In fact, if the other person sees that a true Muslim, a true behavior, a true follower of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, has lovely behavior in his everyday life, resembles justice, truth, love, is passionate, he's supportive, he's a nourisher to his companions. Obviously, this behavior could guide others to follow the right path. And if we look at history, we're going to see hundreds of narrations which talk about the same issue. One of the narrations I've read is mentioned in one of the books of the martyr Dastagib, who has lovely writings. Some of them are translated into English and some are unfortunately not. They're only available in Arabic and in Farsi. He says that Prophet Abraham used to hate having a meal with someone without someone sitting with him. In other words, he's always looking for a companion to have the meal with him. So one day, he found a companion after walking a very long distance. He invited that companion to have the meal with him. The companion sat, and they began eating. However, Abraham told him, "Sir, you didn't mention the name of God. You didn't begin with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim." So the other gentleman replied and said, out of ignorance again, "And who's God? Why should I mention God?" Abraham told him, then you're not invited to have the meal with me. He removed the meal and he told him to move away. At that moment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to Prophet Abraham. He told him, "Oh Abraham, we have fed this man for 50 years, and today we have chosen you as a mean to feed him, and you've turned him down." Abraham went back, hugged that person, and insisted he comes back and has the meal with him. After that person knew that Allah, God, has revealed that message to Abraham, he accepted the religion of Abraham. This is a very important lesson, and it was clearly identified in the speeches of Imam Husain alayhi salam. May Allah enlighten our hearts with the love of Imam Husain, and peace and blessings be upon Muhammad and the sons of Muhammad.